Welcome to this episode of Star Wars Declassified, where we look into different facts and stories revolving around the Star Wars canon universe and lore. In today's Declassified, we'll be looking into the Partisans, a militant insurgent group and rogue rebel cell that first made its appearance in Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. Now, unlike other rebel cells during the Galactic Civil War, the Partisans were by far the most dangerous, mostly due to their unpredictable nature and overall reckless behavior that would risk innocent civilian lives just to hinder the Galactic Empire's plans any way possible. This is largely due to its founder and leader, Saw Gerrera, who believed such rash attitude and guerrilla warfare tactics employed by the Partisans to be absolutely necessary in order to effectively combat the Imperial occupation. Gerrera, being one of the former leaders of the Onderon Underground Rebellion during the Clone Wars, and a survivor of Separatist occupation, learned from the likes of Anakin Skywalker that in order for a small group to be efficient when fighting back against a much larger and dangerous foe, a means of roguish strategy is required in order to be successful. With the eventual end to the Clone Wars, the Galactic Republic became the Galactic Empire, and peace in the galaxy was put on hold. Under the New Order, Onderon was once more subjugated. This prompted an aging Saw Gerrera to reform the Onderon rebels, now going by the name of the Partisans, to fight once more against a totalitarian regime. As a result, the Partisans ended up becoming a force to be reckoned with on Onderon under Saw's leadership, and eventually came into contact with the early rebellion, which resulted in the Partisans becoming one of the first rebel cells coming together to form the Rebel Alliance. With the aid of the Alliance, the Partisans' activities expanded off Onderon thanks to new supplies and resources received from the rebellion. Their first mission involved taking out Moff Kor Toferin during the Sukala Blossom Festival on Inusagi. However, in carrying out the assassination, the Partisans also massacred many Inusagi civilians who were present at the festival. This action even resulted in some abandoning the Partisans for less extreme rebel groups, leaving only the most diehard and radical members that Gerrera knew he could always count on no matter what. The Partisans were also notable in having assassinated Moff Korsh Panaka, the governor of Naboo, by having planted a bomb in his chalet. The blast from the exploding bomb ended up being so potent that it almost killed Leia Organa and Naboo's reigning queen, Dalni, both of whom escaped death by mere moments. Panaka's assassination caused a full lockdown of the sector and infuriated Bail Organa, both because Panaka had been one of the select few Imperials who was neither cruel nor corrupt, and because his daughter, Leia, was very nearly killed in the process. As time went on, tensions and constant disagreements between Gerrera and the Rebel Alliance grew, to the point where Mon Mothma decided to completely drop the Partisans from the Alliance, as she, among many others in the Rebel High Council, saw no place for them there anymore. As for the Partisans, who, unlike the Alliance, had very few qualms and were willing to do whatever was deemed necessary in their fight, including openly attacking and killing civilians. In addition, Mothma also worried that such extremist and terrorist actions would also tarnish the Alliance's reputation and deter new recruits from joining the cause against the Empire. After finally being kicked out of the Rebel Alliance, the Partisans shifted their theater of options to the ancient moon of Jedha after Gerrera learned of the Empire's suspicious activities there involving harvesting Kyber crystals. The Partisans opened up their base on Jedha in the catacombs of Kadera, which was once part of an ancient monastery and would become the third base thus far for the Partisans. Over a span of several months, the Partisans attacked the Imperial occupiers, leading to harsher and harsher actions by the Empire. The Partisans not only attacked the Imperials on the ground, but by air as well, due to the Partisans having their own set of black X-Wings and U-Wings. In response to this, a Star Destroyer that had previously orbited high over Jedha descended to rest right above the Holy City to prevent any more Partisan airstrikes. In addition, the number of stormtroopers, tanks, and walkers increased significantly throughout the city to combat the rampant terrorist attacks. When the Empire decided that enough was enough, it tested its brand new secret superweapon on Jedha, the Death Star. Its devastating laser destroyed the Holy City, which resulted in a blast wave that spread for kilometers in each direction, and this forced the partisans to escape the catacombs. However, during the evacuation, much of the partisans along with Guerrera were wiped out from the blast. But not long after the Battle of Yavin, the partisans that did manage to escape made their return back to Jeddah, relocating to a new base in Ajed, and this time led by Bentik, the brother of Edrio, Guerrera's right-hand man. The partisans remained on Jeddah to defend and continue their fight against Imperials, who also returned to Jeddah for more Kyber crystals. In part thanks to their change of leadership, the partisans would eventually be reintroduced back to the Rebel Alliance, with Leia Organa, who traveled to Jeddah with Luke Skywalker and Han Solo in search of a new Rebel base, who offered Bentik renewed support from the Rebel Alliance, and in doing so, guaranteeing a future for the forgotten rogue freedom fighters. And that'll do it for this episode. If you enjoyed what you saw, please like and share it, along with subscribing to the channel to not only support it, but keep up with Star Wars news, gaming, and canon lore released every week. And consider following me on Twitter and Facebook to never miss out on the latest Star Wars related content. And if you want to support the channel, do check out our Patreon page. Along if you still want to continue the conversation, join us on the official Silo Discord server. Thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.